Hey, Internet Bestie. With the current economic uncertainty, it's more important than ever to begin taking charge of your finances. And that includes your menstrual care expenses as well. Because, periods happen each and every month, and anything that's reoccurring that often can have an impact on the bottom line. So, we're going to get into 5.5 ways that you can recession proof your period. And yes, I said 5.5. You'll understand in a bit. Let's dive in. So the first way that you can recession-proof your period is to invest in reusable period products. Products like reusable pads or period panties or menstrual cups or menstrual discs can all be really useful in helping you cut that budget down when it comes to your period. And you may have noticed I said invest in reusable period products instead of just buy them. And it's because it can be a bit of an investment upfront. However, it does save you money really quickly in the long run. And let's use a menstrual cup as an example. A high quality menstrual cup can cost you between $30 to $40. And while that's definitely much more than a box of tampons or pads, when you realize that menstrual cups can last years, that means you aren't buying those products on a monthly basis. You can see just how quickly you can hit that $30 or $40 mark to be able to begin saving your money. And if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I think that's kind of weird, or you're curious but don't know which product would be right for you, I made a video all about zero-waste period products and I'll link it up here. When we think about periods, we often think about the menstrual products themselves. However, there's an additional cost when it comes to menstrual care, and that is in the relief for many of the symptoms people have each and every month. Which is what brings us to number 2 on the list, which is you could potentially make your own period pain remedies. And this may include things like heat therapy, or maybe using more ginger, making ginger soup or ginger tea to see if that helps relieve your period cramps. Drinking more water, exercising. I have an entire video as well all about natural remedies, and you can check that one out here. The third way that you may be able to recession-proof your period is to stock up on your period products if there is a sale, or if you're at Costco and you see a really good deal. It's important to note though that there are expiry dates on your one-time use menstrual products. Tampons do not last forever, so you don't want to stock up so much so that you actually begin having expired tampons. And it would also mean you're spending way more than necessary, so it wouldn't be helping with the recession proofing at all. So what you'll be doing is getting a few at a time, more than you would typically get, but it would end up saving you because it's at a lower cost. This also avoids you running out last minute and grabbing what you may not normally get. Maybe it's just an expensive option that's left on the shelf. So if you have these already at home, not too many like I said, but enough that you got at a really great price, then that's another way that you can recession proof your period. The fourth way that you can recession proof your period is to consider generic brands. Generic brands often offer similar quality at a much lower cost. And this is especially true when it comes to the one-time use menstrual products. The generic ones can be very similar to the more expensive versions. So during times like economic downturn, they can really be beneficial. So if one-time use menstrual products don't seem like they're your thing, then this may be another option for you to consider in order to recession-proof your period. So don't be turning your nose up at those generic brands when you walk past the shelf, because oftentimes they're the exact same ones as the ones you're purchasing at lower cost. They are private labeled. So what that means is many times the bigger companies are making these brands as well, but they're allowing that company to put their own branding on it. So as an example, we know Costco's generic brand is Kirkland. Why do I keep using Costco? They should probably sponsor me. A lot of their products, right down to their coffee and everything else, tends to be made by a lot of the bigger manufacturers for the other popular brands. The reason they're able to put their prices down so low for the Kirkland brand is because they're buying them in such huge quantities that it justifies the lower cost at wholesale, which allows them to pass it through to you as the customer. And it's not just Costco. I don't know why I keep using them as an example, but we've been to CVS, we've been to Walgreens, we've been to Target and Walmart, and we know they all have their own generic brands. Don't be afraid to test them out and explore. The fifth way that you can recession-proof your period is to ask for help. Many people are afraid to share when they need assistance with things, specifically when it's things to them that feel so private, like menstrual products. But there are so many organizations out there that donate their products to communities and individuals in need. So don't be afraid to ask. I know we personally at Best Period donate menstrual cups all the time. We actually have an option on our website for people to donate a cup, and when they do, we provide it to the many charities that we work with anyway, adding additional cups to give to them. So one that comes to mind is Patsy, and they give period products to people throughout the United States as well as in Kenya and Latin America as well. But it's not just them. You have We Are Happy Period and so many others that are doing great things in their community to help end period poverty with us. So if period care is something that's difficult for you to purchase, don't be afraid to Google to figure out where in your area can you get free period care products. And now remember at the beginning I said 5.5, and that's because this one is really simple but also super important for helping you recession-proof your period, and that is to know your period. One of the first steps to help you recession-proof your period is to understand your menstrual cycle. That way you're able to properly plan and budget for that time of the month. Do you have any that I haven't mentioned? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. If you didn't, it's fine. You can put a thumbs down. Either way, it helps people like you find and benefit from the content. We'll chat next time. Bye-bye.